metamorphosis.
Welcome to Metamorphosis, a channel dedicated to bettering Dota players through informative guides. Today's guide will be on one of the newest heroes in Dota, Dark Willow. To be more specific, it will be on building her for a mid lane position. We will begin by going over the ability build, then we'll move on to the item build, and finally we'll talk about playstyle. Please be aware that Dota goes through many gameplay updates. Abilities, items, and hero stats may change slightly after this guide is published. The current update, as of this video being published, is 7.08. The ability build to follow is on screen. We'll start off with Shadow Realm. It gives us a great dodge and some serious damage as we continue to level it. Then we'll get Bramble Maze. This is very important for the mid lane. If you get ganked, you can use it to buy some time and move around. If you want to be aggressive, you can throw it in the middle of the lane to stop the enemy from trying to escape. We will continue to level Shadow Realm and Bramble Maze while picking up 1 point in Cursed Crown when we hit level 4. We will also pick up the ultimate at level 6 as normal. Be aware, it becomes much more effective when you scale it again at level 12. As for talent trees, at level 10 we'll pick up the plus 20 damage. This will help us farm more effectively and is a nice little addition to our right click, which will become more effective as the hero continues to scale. At level 15 we'll pick up the plus 40 movement speed. The gold may seem tempting, but you should only get that talent if you're very far behind. If you're doing okay, you should always grab the movement speed. Positioning is one of the most important parts of playing this hero. At level 20 we'll get the plus 300 max Shadow Realm damage. This will make us hit a lot harder. Then finally, at level 25, we'll pick up the 200 attack speed. Our late game and situational items will work very well with this talent. With this item build, we're going to focus on positioning items, keeping our mana replenished, and dealing burst magic damage. In the video guide, we will cover the basic build, but the in-game guide will also contain situational items with detailed descriptions letting you know when you should pick them up. You can check the video info below for a Steam subscription link. When we first get into the game, we're going to pick up a set of tangos, a clarity, an enchanted mango, and a salve. You can also grab an observer if your support doesn't ward mid lane in your bracket. Bottle will be our first item. The mana and health regen is very important early in the game, also very helpful when ganking other lanes. Then we'll pick up brown boots to help with our speed. Then we're going to rush Blink Dagger. This is a very expensive item to be considered early game, but most games you can get it by about 11 minutes, even quicker if you get a few kills or if you farm very well. I should mention that you can go to your boots upgrade first and then blink if you're being very active in the early game. The first core item will be Arcane Boots. The extra burst of mana is very helpful for Dark Willow, who is completely dependent on her mana expensive abilities. Then you want to go for Kaya. This item is relatively cheap for how effective it is. There's a reason this item is now core on a lot of heroes. Then we want to go for Orchid Malevolence. This will provide us with even more mana regen and a silence. You can sell your bottle once you have this item completed if you need more space. Then finally, we're going to pick up a Maelstrom to help us farm and push. These may seem like very expensive items, but once you have Blink, you should become very active and start getting kills to quickly increase your gold income. Late game, we want to get Bloodthorn as soon as possible. This item makes our right clicks more effective on top of our massive magic burst damage, and works very well with our level 25 talent. We can then upgrade our Maelstrom to Mjolnir. Since we're playing an aggressive core, the static charge shield is helpful, and on top of that, we get extra right click speed. Then we can pick up some Boots of Travel, which you can sell your Arcane Boots for. This item is essential in any game that goes for more than 35 minutes. Finally, you can pick up a Rod of Atos to lock down enemy heroes. Pair this item with Bedlam for some guaranteed damage. This hero can very easily dominate a mid lane. Bramble Maze makes it very hard for your opponent to move around the lane. Your Shadow Realm prevents most heroes from fighting you and scares them off because it deals so much damage. Then on top of all of that, you have an AoE stun that has a ranged cast. Dark Willow is very hard to gank too. Even if she is ganked, you can usually escape because of the nature of her abilities. The same abilities that can be used to defend can also be used to clog the lane while your team goes in to attack. You also have great magic burst damage once you hit level 6 that can easily be used to help your team dominate the entire enemy team in any lane. Level fast and use your abilities to your advantage. As always, if you follow this guide, you'll be a master at Dark Willow. And as always, we can't make that promise. This guide is great to get started on playing Dark Willow, but part of Dota is learning when you need to adjust your build. We can't cover every possible situation. You should know your enemy and know your teammates. Use this guide as a base, but be aware you may need to adjust some late game items depending on your playstyle and the enemy heroes. You should also check out the in-game guide for a large list of situational items. Their descriptions explain when you should pick them up. And with that, this guide is finished. We hope you enjoyed watching. Putting these guides together takes lots of time and effort, hence why there are months in between each video. We would appreciate your subscription, and if you really enjoy the content, maybe share this video. Either way, thank you for watching, play smart, and win often.